Hello everybody and welcome to a bit of Jumputi news and a bit of discussion because it's kind of hot topic today. Hot topic, a lot of controversy amongst the fans. Let's start off with what the news is, which is of course this here. The next feature festival is One Piece. We knew this. We knew One Piece Day was coming. You know, they have kind of mirrored what they did last year with all the feature festivals anyway, but in this case, One Piece Day is a big event. You know, we had Goku, Gohan, Goten Day, so of course we got Dragon Ball for that. There was no doubt that One Piece Day was coming, and the reason is kind of a little bit of not drama, but you know, there's been some people saying some things on Twitter and whatever. The reason people are pissed off basically is that they are reprinting all these One Piece events. They're going to have the One Piece event coming out, but it's coming out quite a bit after what has already kind of been a dead period in the game. You know, we had the Gintama Feature Festival, but the end of the event had like, basically the latter half of the event had like one farmable and one Unity Battle. Unity Battle doesn't use up stamina, so really there's only one event you would be farming to, you know, get a character and use up stamina. There is nothing for like boosted EXP or, you know, anything like that. So, kind of a dead period for a lot of players, especially if you're a veteran player and you've done all the old stuff. Definitely a bit of a dead period. And now we're swinging straight into another dead period. You know, we mentioned before the possibility, could there be something coming up in the gap in between events? And there's not really. I have a feeling tomorrow they're going to announce the first anniversary of Genkai Battle, and we're going to see all 4 Genkai Battle return, all 4 Gacha return, and the limited Gacha. But even if that is the case, Genkai Battle, while it does use stamina, is not really a farming event. Like, once you get to stage 35, it's just a case of can you beat it or can't you. And you'll keep trying teams and stuff, but you don't lose stamina on this game if you don't beat a stage. If you don't beat it, it doesn't take the stamina away. So once you get up to stage 35, you've used up all the stamina you're going to spend on that event. And it's not something you can keep farming. These characters don't go up in luck. They don't, like it's set at what they drop at. There's no more copies available. So, if you're a veteran player right now, you're going to have a bunch of returning events that you've probably already cleared. I mean, sure, like, some people, myself included, like, you know, Fuji, I haven't cleared. Some people might not have done Big Mom. One of the events is the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Maybe you haven't done that. But a lot of the Transcendence and much older events you will have done. And we're not too sure about this because the countdown officially starts today, the 10th. Because we are getting 2 One Piece tickets every day from today until the 14th. And all these events start their return on the 13th. So does that mean the actual event starts on the 14th? Or does it start when the first of the countdown events ends? Which would be Zoro that ends on the 19th. We don't really know. We don't really know, but I'm assuming it would be the 14th, just because that would be a very long time to have no content, really. I say no content, there'll be loads of events, but if you're a nerd player, you're not going to have anything to do. Or a veteran player, rather. So, they announced it on Twitter. This is the official Jumputi Twitter account. If you're not following, you should. They do giveaways and stuff sometimes. And they did the little teaser. Ooh, a new event's coming, what's it going to be? And then boom, the announcement, One Piece Feature Festival. And they got a little bit of like backlash, a little bit of hate. I mean, I'm not expecting you to be able to read all of this. You can see the emojis though. There's quite a few thumbs downs, and I saw an angry emoji somewhere. I think there we go, some angry emojis. Look, people are not happy for a couple of reasons. Number one is because it's yet another big series getting a feature festival, while a lot of the smaller series have not really got anything this year. Like, compared to previous years, smaller series have really struggled in 2020. You know, I mean, we have got some feature festivals for some slightly like mid-tier series, But you got to remember, in year 1 and for some of year 2, they were just dropping, like, you know, gacha and events for all these like random series, random characters. People loved it. That's why they've got the player base that they've got. Like, yes, you have One Piece, yes, you have Dragon Ball, but you have all these other series. You know, there is no gacha game for Katekyo Hitman Reborn. There is no gacha game for, I mean, going even smaller, something like Shadow Lady. There's no gacha game for any of these tiny series. So it's a chance for fans of those series to enjoy those characters in the game. And that's a big reason why I back this game over something like Ori Collection 2. Ori Collection 2 didn't go down that path. Their focus is more on the mainstream stuff. And of course, the mainstream stuff does make you money, don't get me wrong. But perhaps there's a time and a place for it, and a way to go about it that won't make fans as angry. And the other reason people are kind of annoyed is because it's potentially a 9-day gap between the last farmable event and this one. So, not great. And also, the countdown has not been handled in the same way that some other countdowns have been handled before. My Hero Academia had a new farmable unit in the countdown event. Not necessarily farmable, but a new obtainable character during the countdown event. Same with Dark Heroes with Nakime. Same with... I'm trying to think of the other series that had countdowns. I can't really remember. But, you know, also we had Kimetsu no Yaiba. When that had the countdown, they were announcing new stuff every day. And it was like a whole thing. It was like, here's some new stuff, and we're gonna have some more tomorrow, and then again. It's not really looking like that. And as we've slowly moved towards 2 events per month, which is fine in my opinion. 2 events per month is more than a lot of gacha games get. Like full-size events per month. A lot of people are just kind of annoyed that it's like, we're focusing on one series and that's it, and then we're moving. Like the amount of ensembles we've got have gotten much smaller, and the amount of variation has gotten smaller. It's like one big event on one series, and then we move on to the next one. And I think that formula can work, and I think, like, I'm not saying to not release stuff for One Piece, not release stuff for Dragon Ball. That would just be silly. They're massive series. People love them. There's no reason not to cover them. But to not rely so heavily on those series, because other series can make you money. Other series are popular. And, you know, One Piece has gacha games. Dragon Ball has gacha games. Like, you might get some of the hardcore Dragon Ball and One Piece fans over here, but you're not going to get all of them. They've got their own games. But the series that don't have games, you know, something, like I said, like Katekyo Hitman Reborn, even Kimetsu no Yaiba doesn't have a game yet, you know. There's loads of series don't quite have a game yet. You can be the game for them. And for a long time, Jumputi kind of did that. Not so much at the moment, but we still do see stuff like in a Dark Heroes event. We got Hagano Magitsune from Nura's... What's it called? Nurarihyon no Maga, that's it. There we go. And I'm trying to think of what other smaller stuff we've got earlier in the... I mean, technically we got 6 from Majin Tante Nogami Nura. And it kind of hurts me to say this. We got Medora from Toriko. I guess we have to call Toriko a smaller series in the eyes of this game because it's got hardly any content. This is a series that has it's over 200 chapters. It's easily like a staple of 2000s Shonen Jump. In the eyes of these devs, it's not really there. So I just wanted to, I don't know, just say that, like, one thing to bear in mind, obviously you can see a lot of these negative comments. I should point this out, and this doesn't just apply to this. It doesn't apply to this game, this Twitter account, or to anime games on a much broader scale. When you see all these comments on Twitter, when you see all these people discussing things on Twitter, this is a vocal minority. As always, this is a vocal minority. There are a lot of people that, yes, I'm sure would love to see JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, would love to see some smaller series, would love to see, like, all the things that we've been missing, the Saint Seiya event coming over from Taiwan, all this stuff. There are people that want to see those things. But all this negativity is also going to come for the devs with a boost in money Because there are these players who are going to be, oh shit, One Piece event, I love One Piece, and they're going to spend loads of money for the One Piece characters. And there's going to be loads of people who are like, oh shit, I missed all those One Piece events last time. Because they're not veteran players, and they didn't have a chance to play them, so now they've got a chance to play them. So, just bear that in mind. This, like I said, this applies to everything on Twitter. Anything you see posted on Twitter, even if every single comment seems to go in one direction. Vocal minority, yeah? Vocal minority. There are plenty of people that are very excited for the One Piece Feature Festival. But I'm talking from my perspective, from the perspective of the Discord that I have seen, and from little bits I've seen on Twitter, why some veteran players might not be happy about this, and why some other players might not be happy about this. It's just something to consider. And one thing I want to talk about now, because, I mean, there's really nothing more to say. We don't know what's coming in the One Piece Feature Festival. Maybe we get Rayleigh and Luffy from Taiwan, but maybe we get the Supernova's Legend Summon from Taiwan. I don't know. I kind of think we won't, but we'll see. What I want to talk about now is a bit of a year review. We're about halfway through the year, so let's talk about how they've kind of approached things this year. Because it's been a bit different than maybe they have other years. So what I have made here is a little calendar, and we're going to go through what we kind of got and what maybe looking back is a little bit surprising, and how they time things out. Because I think that's the key thing for me. I'm not bothered by the One Piece Feature Festival. I even expected it to come for One Piece Day, and I was perfectly fine with it. But what I didn't expect was the kind of content drought between Gintama and One Piece. And look, we've obviously, one thing I kind of haven't really said in this video, I normally do say, I should say it here. You gotta cut people a little bit of slack. 2020 has been a rough year all around. And, you know, you can't expect the world from people. But I do feel like, seeing how things are being handled on the Taiwan version, if you go and you look at their Facebook page, it's like loads of like these awesome teaser videos for new characters when they're coming out. They're doing loads of interaction with the fans, like posting the animations and stuff for the characters, and special poses for the characters, and like they do giveaways, they do quizzes, they do all kinds of stuff. And I know that's partially because all the characters are already made for them, but they're starting to get their own exclusive content. So it does kind of feel like maybe a little bit more could be given. There's got to be a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I'm not asking for the world. Like, just a little bit more. But anyway, here's the calendar. So we started off with the New Year Ensemble, and that ran from the 1st till the 8th, which is actually where we got the Mugetsu, which pairs up quite nicely with the Dark Heroes Aizen. Interestingly, I had a theory that Aizen, that Ichigo, the Rangiku, and the Gin from the 1st anniversary all together were part of a Bleach event that was intended to come out this year, and they have changed their mind and they have scrapped that particular Bleach event, which was probably the, you know, the final battle over the Hogyoku and all of that arc. I think they took that event, they scrapped it, and they had decided, because the 1000 Year Blood War anime was announced, they probably had a few 1000 Year Blood War characters already in the works, and they were like, let's focus on these and make these into a feature festival, rather than focusing on that other Bleach event, which is not going to generate as much hype. That's what I think, but just a theory. And then we had the Hoshin and Jumputi feature. For some reason in my head, I always forget that that was a Pooty feature. I had it in my head that it's a feature festival, but it obviously doesn't have a limited. And if we look at if I show the tags here, we got 1 new character evolution and 5 new units. So realistically, I should remember that that's not a full event, but it feels like a full event. I don't know why. But really, as far as a Pooty feature goes, that was a very good one. You know, we got the character evolution short, we got 3 new gacha units, and 2 new farmables. But there was a lot going on in that event, I feel like. It was quite a short event. I mean, maybe it was a little bit. It was like 9 days? 9 days? Is that right? I can't count. 9 days. And we got 5 new units and a new evolution. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you consider the fact that, like, in my head, I remember it as like almost like a feature festival, it's not too bad. And that is overlapping with the New Year Ensemble and with the Naruto Feature Festival number 2. Naruto Feature Festival number 2 is about what I would expect from a feature festival. It's got 11 new units, a new evolution, and a new legend summon. That's pretty standard. There is another event later on that's bigger, but I would say that's pretty much how it should be. You know, you get lots of new gacha units, new limited, stuff like that. They've gone back and evolved Sakura. That's good. And we got a new legend summon. Always good. It felt like there was a lot going on there during that event. That is a 10-day event, bear in mind. 17th till the 27th. That is a 10-day event. And the Hoshinengi event was also a 9-day event. 1 day shorter, and it's much smaller. So you see how they have taken 2 smaller events at the start of the year to facilitate, at the start of the month, sorry, to facilitate 1 bigger event at the end of the month. That makes sense to me. That is not what they have done for most of the year, but that makes sense to me. So, moving on, we have the Fist of the North Star Feature Festival. 9 new units and a Legend Summon. I forgot they only had 9. I had it in my head it was 10. A little bit disappointing that it didn't get as much focus. But there's another one later on that didn't get as much focus that annoyed me more. But 9 units is okay. New Legend Summon, fine. I think that's okay. That's passable as a feature festival. It ran from the 26th till the 9th. So how many days is that? 31 days, and man, I can't count. 9 plus 5? 14? 2 weeks. Ran for 2 weeks? Really? Oh man. That's kind of long, actually. that's kind of long. If it's run for 2 weeks when that's only run for 10 days, oh, that's kind of rough. But you know, I think something overlapped. We'll see. So we've got the Taiwan exclusive event, the Saint Seiya event. 10 new units, a new evolution, 2 new legend summons. Bear in mind, that's 10 new units as exclusives. What they actually had was they also had Saga for the first time, and they had Hyoga for the first time. So technically 12 new units, 2 new legend summons, a new evolution. Love it. Love it. That event might come to Japan eventually. I had it in my head it will, but it's been a while now. Those characters are kind of outdated. Their sprites are going to get more and more outdated as time goes on. I still think the Shun sprite looks very good, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Like, we might not... I would say, like, if it happens, we'll probably get the evolution. We'll probably get Shiryu and Shun. Beyond that, I don't know how they're going to handle everything. And especially with Shiryu's skill set, I don't know how they're going to handle it. But one thing I have considered is sometimes they will release stuff on Taiwan and then maybe later go back and update it when it gets released on Japan, so they both have decent skills. But something that's definitely been noticeable is that a lot of the Saint Seiya characters, a lot of the other Taiwan exclusives like Kakashi and like the Rayleigh, the animations are a bit lackluster, and the abilities in general are okay, but aren't quite what you would expect for a blockbuster unit on Japan. Especially seeing as these characters are releasing now, we don't know when they're releasing on Japan. Could be 6 months from now. Are they going to be that good in the meta 6 months from now? No, they're not. So there is a little bit of a feeling like, yo, if you're going to release those characters, can you make them better? Can you make Kakashi special, not so, like, underwhelming or whatever? But that's just me. February. So the Fist of the North Star Feature Festival. See, this is what I'm talking about. They, like, obviously they were building up to the 476 event. The Fist of the North Star Feature Festival was 2 full weeks. And then, overlapping with the end of it, is filler. So you've got up until the 14th of February before something new dropped. And that is from the start of Fist of the North Star Feature Festival, which starts on the 26th. So that's 5 days. So that's 19 days. 9 new units and 1 new legend summon to last you 19 days. That, in my opinion, is not very good. That's a bit of mismanagement there. Some people might disagree. That's fine. This is just a discussion, really. But we also had the Kochikame survey for fall 2020. So we've been told that in autumn 2020, we're going to be seeing Kochikame Feature Festival. Now, I will have put on the screen below some of the things we expect to see this year that have either been announced and we don't have set dates for, or we have some information on, or like we've been promised something and it still hasn't come, or whatever. I'm going to have that down below this timeline so you can see and you can make decisions for yourself. It's kind of interesting that they announced that and they let us vote on which characters and which things we would see in the feature festival when we're still kind of waiting. We're still kind of waiting for a lot of stuff. And they're going to announce even more stuff further on, which you'll see down below. They had surveys and whatever. And it kind of feels like this was a weird time for the game. Like, the ticket pool update, I think, got people hyped enough. They had new stuff to pull for and whatever. Plus, we had this ensemble come up, which was crazy. But it did kind of feel like, yo, zero new units for Valentine's. You couldn't come up with 1 new character for Valentine's Day. And you, again, like I said, you gotta cut a little bit of slack. Sometimes I get a little bit riled up. You gotta cut people a little bit of slack. This year especially. But you hope this is not a kind of trend of, oh, they'll be okay with just 9 units to last them like 19 days, 20 days. That's fine. Because that on another game, sure. On this game that is focused around farming units so heavily, it's not as good. And especially with the fucking back catalogue of characters they've got and series to pull from and all this stuff. Like, we want a bit more. We just want a bit more, that's all. So 476, I think, was a solid event. 12 new units, 1 new legend summon. No new evolutions or anything. By the way, when I put new evolution, I mean evolution for an existing character. Obviously, the 476 event had Sasuke that had special evolvers, was a special evolution unit. I don't really count that. He is a new unit in the context of this event. So that event ran from the 14th till the 27th. Making it a solid 13-day event. 13 days, 12 new units. That's perfectly passable in my eyes. Perfectly fine. I'm totally okay with that. That is solid. Then, Yu Yu Hakusho Feature Festival number 2. Only 9 new units and 1 new evolution, so similar in stature to the Fist of the North Star Feature Festival. We had this event being 2 weeks. And this event being 2 weeks. Just under 2 weeks, 13 days. Right? Have I counted that right? Oh wait, 28 days of February. Is it a leap year? Damn man, I'm stupid. Basically, look at the top. It's a leap year this year. So 13 days. 13 days for Yu Yu Hakusho. Again, we're kind of in the same sort of realm as this. It's okay. It's okay as long as the before and after is solid. If it's just like this and then dead space for a little bit, that's kind of long. So let's move on to March. In March, we rolled straight from Yu Yu Hakusho into Katekyo Hitman Reborn. Katekyo Hitman Reborn is a full feature festival, only 8 units. That's so annoying. One of my favourite series only got 8 units. Kind of gutted about that. But it is what it is. And Katekyo Hitman Reborn ran for 12 days. 12 days, 8 new units. It's okay. It's, you know, it's not that different from this. I can live with it. I can live with it. But then that overlapped with a countdown to the 2nd anniversary. Now this was kind of hype because we knew the 2nd anniversary obviously was going to be a big boy. Look, 18 new units, 1 new legend summon. But end of this event, start of this event, 0 new units. I don't like stuff like that. You know, at least introduce like something crazy cool and new. That's I'm not asking for a lot, and this is what I'm saying about this One Piece event. Just introduce just one little, just give us a little a little something, you know? Give us the Supernova Legend Summon that they got in Taiwan. Just give us that. Something to do in the meantime. But okay. So, is what it is. And the second anniversary, oh my. What a long event. That pretty much takes us straight into April. I mean, look at that. Christ. 18 new units. Obviously this event was in 2 parts, but 18 new units, 1 new Legend Summon. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And this is what I like. So this event, as it was coming to a close, obviously we had Light, we had Genfuru, we had Razor, all as farmables towards the end of this event. And then Kimetsu no Yaiba's countdown overlaps with this, and they released a new Legend Summon during it. This was a good time. This was a good time. Because the Kimetsu no Yaiba Legend Summon was just going to be a standard one added to the game anyway. But they planned to add another one during the event too, so like, fuck it, just whatever. Just whatever. So new Legend Summon, and then new Legend Summon, 9 new units there. Very well handled, and it's a reason why so many people downloaded the game during this period. It's the reason why so many people were playing during this period. Their Twitter went crazy with like retweets and likes and everything. We got loads of rewards. This was a good time. This is a good, even if you weren't a fan of Kimetsu no Yaiba, lots of gifts given out of rubies and stuff. Good time to be playing. And that was from the 26th of April to May the 6th. 22nd of April. Did I say 26th? 22nd of April until May the 6th. So, we also had Taiwan exclusive Mom, which we still don't have on Japan. I would like. But that was part of another event. It wasn't just that one event. I haven't put all the Taiwan stuff on here, just the exclusive stuff. So, show me the rest of April. So yeah, Kimetsu no Yaiba. So how many days are there in April? 30? I'm struggling here. 8 plus 6, 14. 14 days, 9 new units, 1 Legend Summon as part of an overlap with all of this. I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. But in May, it all went wrong. As the Kimetsu no Yaiba Feature Festival started to peter out, we didn't get a Dragon Ball Feature Festival until the 8th. There was no proper countdown. It just got announced on the 6th and released on the 8th. So at this point, we're kind of like, yo, we need some new content. And they're like, oh yeah, new content in 2 days. So, dead. And then it started. Dragon Ball. You know, when I say favoritism, I mean it. But, you know, it went to a little bit of a dead period. We kind of allow it. You know, we allow it. Things got a little bit hectic. And then Dragon Ball Feature Festival. 13 new units, 2 Legend Summons. Obviously, this was split into 2 parts, but that's still very strong because it lasted from the 8th until the 25th. You know, Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball. You know it's going to get a lot of love. I know some people definitely had their problems with this event because it was mostly version 2s. And some of the other characters that weren't version 2s, it's like, who really cares about Raycoon? Who really cares about Ginyu? But no, I think it's fine. I think, you know, very well handled, Dragon Ball Feature Festival number 3. Because it's split into 2 parts. We had the Genkai Battle, which obviously some people are going to struggle with, but they put, this is it, they had a Genkai Battle, they put a new farmable with it. So all the people that are too bad at the game to even be competing properly on the Genkai Battle, doesn't matter, there is still something for you to do there. And this event ran for, God, why am I putting myself through this? I can't count. 17 days. 17 days, 13 new units, 2 new Legend Summons. And that overlapped with the My Hero Academia countdown, which gave us a new unit in Best Genist. Although that was like right at the end. But you still, there was still part of it. You were playing the event to collect his evolvers to get him. And I think you got him on the 26th as part of this. So technically it's 11 new units here, but still, either way, very well handled. This is a good way to go from Feature Festival to Feature Festival, if you're going to do that. And the My Hero Academia Feature Festival, I think, was fine. It's split into 2 parts. I think the Gentle Criminal event was handled way better than the Light Yagami event. But again, because he's tied behind a special event thing, and Kyokujiro as well, they don't come back in normal rotation, which I think is kind of dumb. So we're on to June. June, My Hero Academia Feature Festival ended, and this is where it kind of all went a little bit, I'm not too sure. So As this event ended, it started to peter out. We went into the Dark Heroes countdown, which gave us one new unit, Nakime, which came about the 13th, I think. She started being available. So it's kind of like, okay, yeah, countdown, cool. Kind of not much content for us to do here. And then the Dark Heroes Ensemble. An event I really enjoyed. It gave us lots of free stuff, really cool. But at the end of the day, it's essentially spanned from the 10th until the 30th. That's 20 days for 10 new units, which is a lot less than we'd expect for an ensemble, but we can allow it because it was a cool event and they added some cool things in there. But again, it happened again, you know, it started to peter out towards the end. There's something I think they really got to work on, just add like a little something at the end each time. And it doesn't necessarily need to be part of that event, it can be like leading into the next event. That's what I like. At this point, Taiwan has got Rayleigh, Luffy, Kakashi, and Obito, and they have had the teaser for Crollo and Kurapika. These are all new units, but the Crollo and Kurapika have not been added. We assume it's going to be a Hunter x Hunter Feature Festival later because they still don't have the Gon and the Razor and the Genfuru. So, potentially, Hunter x Hunter Feature Festival in the future for Taiwan. And we got the upcoming content survey, which, as I mentioned before, another survey. We still don't have the stuff from the last survey, and in the last survey they said it was going to be early 2020, and it is now July, and then this is turning out spring 2021. So if this is delayed by the same amount, this could be winter 2021. So I'm not too sure, about that one. And then to finish this off in July, we have the Gintama Feature Festival, which has run for 14 days. Is it 14 or 15? 14 days. I think it's a fine length. 14 days, 10 new units, 1 new legend summon. But again, they have fumbled the ending because we're here. At this point in time, most players don't have anything left to farm. They will just be playing the Uni battle. So 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. Now I'm hoping that the One Piece event starts on the 14th. But they have put a countdown specifically, and seemingly it's running from today until the 14th. They could have teased us on the next event. They could have added a new character and they could have added a new legend summoning. Instead, it's like, here's some tickets and here's a bunch of returning events, which don't actually start till the 13th. So, for me, it's not been handled quite as well as it could have. But I would like people to bear in mind there have been times earlier in this year that was a little bit worse. And look, I'm gonna say this. I understand why some people would be annoyed with constant feature festivals when the ensembles to some people are a lot more appealing. I can understand with people being frustrated at more One Piece, more Dragon Ball, more My Hero Academia when other series are getting left by the wayside. Like, I get it. And sometimes I feel the same way. But I will say that, I don't know, I think it's fine. I think One Piece Day, get a One Piece event is fine, even if it hasn't so far been handled the way I would have done it. I'm just hoping, you know, like, it seems like they've moved away from a lot of the stuff they were doing before. Like, I would love a proper summer event. You know, summer by the beach, and like make it like a full, almost month-long thing. Have like part 1 be like summer by the beach, and make that like a 10-day event. And then have part 2 be like summer fireworks festival, and make that part 2 of the event. And then have like part 3 summer sports, and make that part, you know, 3 10-day events, all focusing on different things, different series, different characters. I feel like that'd be so good. That'd be so refreshing. And, you know, give us the characters from the survey, obviously, because like we're waiting. And I don't know, just I hope they do something interesting with this One Piece event, because they kind of did something interesting with Dragon Ball that I thought was kind of cool. They kind of went in the direction I didn't exactly expect them to go. With some things they went exactly where I thought they would go, but some places they went somewhere I didn't think they would. I don't know, just do that with One Piece. If you do that, then I'm happy. And yeah, I don't know. As for the future, what do I expect? I think the Kochikame event will come in autumn, but I think it'll be late autumn. I think it'll probably be like mid-November, something like that. And no, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe start of November. I'm not sure. And I'm hoping we do see the survey characters at some point this year. I'm hoping we do see the sprite revamps that we were promised for this year. And yeah, I don't know, I've stretched this nothing news out into a 35-minute video. I don't know why I've bothered, but it is what it is. If you have watched this far and you have enjoyed, let me ask you a question. We've probably got space for 5 feature festivals, full-size feature festivals after this One Piece event ends. Let's assume that it's only 5 feature festivals. And let's assume that one of those is Kochikame. With the remaining 4 feature festivals, what would you like to see at the forefront? Right? There's a lot of big series that haven't had anything, but there's also a lot of series that haven't had anything since the start of the game, like, could really do with some content. If I'm picking 4, I'm choosing Bleach, Toriko, what else am I choosing? Kinnikuman, and... oh, what else? What needs a feature festival? Oh, I'm really struggling. Obviously, I want to say one of the series that doesn't have any characters in the game yet, or something like that. A sports series, Haikyuu. I'd go Haikyuu. But if you're me, or if you're the devs and you're choosing 4 more feature festivals for this year, who are you choosing? Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll get back to you probably in 4 days when we know what's going on with the One Piece event. I don't know. See you then.